In this video, you will learn how to calculate the weight percent of atoms in a compound. Let's start with a methane molecule where the formula it is CH4. If I draw the molecule, let's say this is my carbon atom and I have hydrogen atom, hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Okay, if you look at counting the numbers, totally there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 atoms in this molecule. If just by the numbers, there will be what percentage of carbon will be in this molecule. I only have 1 carbon, but the total number of atoms is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just by counting the numbers, 1 out of 5 will be carbon, and that is called the number percent. Number percent is by counting the numbers. Let's say, what is the number percent of atoms is carbon in this molecule? It will be 1/5, that is about 20%. However, in chemistry, because we can actually weight the material, and very often we will ask to calculate the weight percent instead of number percent. So what is the weight percent? Weight percent is, for example, weight percent of carbon, that is equal to the weight of the carbon or the mass of carbon divided by the total mass of the molecule. This is called the weight percent or mass percent. Okay, in this case, what is the mass of the carbon over here? If you look at the periodic table, it is 12.01 AMU, or you can say grams per mole. That divided by what is the total mass of the molecule, it will be 12.01, that is from carbon, and 1.008, that is from hydrogen, but I have 4 of them, so I have to multiply that by 4. So let's do the calculation and see what we get. It will be equal to 12.01 divided by 12.01 plus 1.008 times 4. So I get about 75% is carbon by weight. Roughly 7.5% weight percent. Sometimes weight percent, we do this, weight percent, approximately. Okay, so the majority of the weight on this molecule is on carbon because the hydrogen is very light as compared to carbon over here. Okay, so let's see the difference. The number percent is of carbon, it is about 20% if we count how many atoms. Okay, what percentage of number of atoms is carbon? Carbon is just 1 out of the 5 atoms, that is carbon. But as for the weight, the majority of the weight is here, is at the carbon. Okay, so by weight, it is 75%. Okay, let's look at some exercise. For example, let's look at number 7, problem number 7. Nitrogen oxide is 63.65% by mass. So that's the weight percent. What will be the right molecular formula? Okay, so let's see. We are going to do all of them. A will be over here. So this one is part A. By nitrogen, what is the weight percent of nitrogen for part A? It will be the weight of nitrogen divided by nitrogen plus oxygen. Nitrogen from the periodic table is 14.01 grams per mole divided by the total weight of the molecule. Oxygen, that is 16.00, if I do that, let's see, 14.01 divided by 14.01 plus 16.00, what I get is 46.7%. So with this molecule of A, it contains 46.7% by mass of nitrogen. Okay, so let's look at B. B is nitrogen divided by nitrogen. However, in this case, you have two oxygens, so oxygen times 2. So what you have is 14.01 divided by 14.01 plus 16 times 2, 16.00 times 2. Let's try. What I get is 30.4%. So this one will be 30.4%. Okay, let's try C and see what we get. Well, nitrogen, I have 2 nitrogen in this molecule. So 2 nitrogen atoms, so nitrogen times 2 divided by nitrogen times 2 plus the oxygen. So I will have 14.01 divided by times 2 first, divided by 14.01 times 2, and then add the oxygen to it. 14.01 times 2 divided by 14.01 times 2 and add the oxygen to it. I got 63.65, so around 63.7%. Okay, so it matches with this one, so here is the answer.